Ladies and gents, it's the one and only Dak 908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Duggers and Digettes, I chose that. I think it just sounds nice because Duggers, and then Digettes, because I'm the Dig Dugger. See, there's Dig in there and then there's Doug in there, so I let the Dugs be the guys because the sounds a bit more manly, then the sounds a bit more feminine. So Duggers and then Digettes. Anyway, Monster Hunters and Honeys, we have ourselves a Gold Rathian. Now, I will admit, I hate the Rathian, okay? We all know I hate the Rathian. I hate the Rathian, I hate the Rathalos, I hate every single form they come in. And this is the only Rathian that really gets all the way on top of my tits, you know what I mean? I don't like this thing. I don't like the Gold Rathian for anything. Not a single thing. It's a Rathian with better armor, a little bit more annoying movement pattern. And yeah, it's a Rathian with better armor, meaning that you can only hit in certain locations. Like I can't get successful charge attack combos because the paddle will deflect off of like its neck or some shit because I don't know reasons. But anyway, I hate this Gold Rathian. I do. It's my least favorite Rathian out of all the Rathians. The regular Rathian is the easiest because you can just slap it in the face and it'll die. But this one actually is a little tough. This video is 18 minutes long due to while I'm fighting this thing, it took me about like 16 minutes, something like that, 16 and a half minutes. But I spent a lot of time running, and as I'm fighting, I'm like, man, why am I taking so much time into running? I've never ran this much from a Rathian, you know what I mean? I would expect this from like Rathalos or something like that, but never a Rathian. But anyway, here I am running around, like you're gonna see it. I'm wearing Molten Tigrex armor. I mean, guys, yesterday when I made that video for Molten Tigrex, I told you guys if I ever just so happen to get the Molten Tigrex armor made, because all I need to get is Crystal Door gems. I need one Crystal Door gem and I'll have the entire armor set. I kid you not, guys. I think after I finished that commentary, I fought 2 Crystal Doors, and on the second one, I carved one out the tail. Now, I told myself, this would absolutely, irrefutably, undeniably would be Monster Hunter if I carved that damn Crystal Door body over there and I get a gem out of that. Second carve, I get a gem out the damn body. I almost threw my damn 3DS out the window. I was like, this is some bullshit. But I would have never done that because I paid $480 for that one. So I'd have thrown the other 3DS out the window. The one's only $200. I felt a little bit better about it, but it was a more brand new one. And it's the new 3DS and it's kind of dope and it's kind of hard to find. So I'd have thrown the other 3DS out the window, but I didn't want to do that because it was my first one, so there's many memories on that, so I threw a spoon out the window instead. Literally, I threw a spoon out the window. I mean, that spoon is still, I will at the end of the video, I'll show you guys a picture of this spoon that is out the damn window because I threw the spoon out the window instead of a 3DS. I mean, I need to throw something. The window was open, something had to go. Okay, something had to go. But anyway, enough of all that. Talk to you guys for 3.5 minutes about nothing. Let's get to the information. People are here for the information, not about me. Okay, this is the Gold Rathian. If you fought a Rathian before, it's relatively similar. Some of the movement patterns are the same. Some of the attacks are the same. But you have to understand, since it is a Gold Rathian, it is a little bit different. Don't necessarily think regular, good old-fashioned green Rathian. Think more akin pink Rathian. Okay? Now, let me explain a couple of changes with this thing. Now, we all remember how the Rathian had 3 fireball attacks, so to speak. It would have a standard fireball. It would have his fireball which shot 3 fireballs. And then it would take 2 steps back and shoot down a big fireball that would put little, like a area of effect, kind of a little boom, 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 explosion on the ground thing. Okay, well now, I believe it cut that back to the same, but every fireball has the same properties of the area affecting. So if it shot a fireball at the ground like the 1, 2, 3 fireball that it will do, it kind of aims it at the ground as opposed to aiming it straight off to where the fireballs go long distances. I'm sure that it can still do it though, just shoot the fireball straight out at these long distances, the 1, 2, 3. If you're maybe a lot further away, it'll probably feel that it needs to do that. But just know that it can do the 1, 2, 3 fireball, and every one of those fireballs be like an area effect kind of move. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. Now the tail. Okay, since I said keep it close to the pink Rathian in terms of, same ability, which is not a word, I just couldn't think of the actual word, but Yeah, I can't think of comparison. Whatever. The damn word where shit is the same. Anyway, it's tail flip. It will do the pink Rathian akin to tail flip, where it will cock the tail to the side and do it at a different sweeping motion. Now, the side in which that happens, you can kind of see by the Rathian's body movement. Because if it's gonna go to the right, it will throw the left leg out. If it's gonna go to the left, it'll throw the right leg out. Like you kind of see there, it went to the left. So it threw, hold on. Hey, it went to the left, so it threw the right leg out. No, it went to the left, so it threw, the tail hit the left, so it threw the left leg out. No, the tail went to the right, so it threw the left leg out. Shit, I just had it right. Damn, confusing myself. Holy crap. But anyway, yeah, left leg out, tail's gonna go to the right. Right leg out, tail's gonna go to the left. So kind of look for that. Also, it can still do the normal tail whip, you know, just the right there. So be on the lookout for the poison. I literally think I get poisoned by every single opportunity to get poisoned in this fight. This was a terrible hunt, mind you. I went into this fight already knowing about the Gold Rathian. I fought it through 3 Ultimate, and it's just still a Rathian, you know what I mean? There's only so many different things you could do to Rathian before it becomes a Rathalos, and honestly, they kept it relatively samey. Now we talk about the tail whips and things like that. Let's talk about its flight patterns. Okay, now the Rathian, out of the two between the Rathian and the Rathalos, the Rathian is one who will more or less ground pound. By that I mean he'll stick to the ground. The Rathalos obviously being more akin to the air. I mean, truthfully, he prefers the air. But the Rathian, it has this nice little aerial trick, so to speak. Let's call it an aerial trick, where it will. Okay, how do you explain it? It does like a swooping motion, and it'll swoop in on you weird. Like it, the initial swoop is to like confuse you, because damn sure it confuses me. I don't know what's going on. It'll confuse you, and then it'll do another swoop mid-air, and with that swoop, it's like some kind of homing thing, because no matter how hard I try, it is always in the range of hitting me with the tail whip. So when it gets to swooping on you in the air, I mean, be alert that the thing that's gonna come next is probably gonna be a tail whip. Because, like I said, it has like this weird tracking feature. I mean, I noticed it myself when I was fighting, and I told myself, but I never got another chance to do it. But if you see it do all this extra swooping stuff like I was talking about, don't try to evade it the normal way you would normally evade it. You know, normally you would probably, let's say, you go to the right or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is swooped on me right here, I'm gonna go to the right. It's a thing that I kind of had to reteach myself back in 3 Ultimate when they tweaked some of the monsters' attacks, especially some of the hip checks, and I'm looking directly at the Ignactor with this one, where it would adjust his hip check to not even his hip check. It's like swimming. You know, it's a Leviathan, so excuse me, it's a Leviathan, so it like squirm around on the ground. It would coil itself up and then like just squirm on the ground. Now, how it would do this and how that correlates with this actually is that when the Ignactor will curl his body up and you'd be running around or whatever, it would see where you're going in terms of, like, let's say the monster recognizes that you're going to the right, you're running right. So it would overcompensate its actual target. It's not going to hit you per se, it's aiming in front of you because you are running right. So it's going to let go. It's going to start its attack, not aiming at you directly at the beginning, but because you're running right and it actually, you know, compensated for the fact you're running right, it would, for the most part, always like hit you because, like, oh my god, it's tracking now. I want to say this is the same thing. It does the same thing like that. So when it does a swooping motion, your brain is kind of like, you know what, I'm already running right. I'm going to continue to run right. So if I run right enough, I should evade it. Think about going left. You know what I mean? Just see what the left will do. I don't know if it works or not because I never had a chance to actually do it myself. But just, yeah, right there. Now, if I'd have went the other way, I might have got out of that. But I decided to go right. But maybe if you go left, you might be able to get through that. So that's one thing I want to talk about. It was kind of hard to talk about because it was kind of hard to really compare it to something and to break down to where no one really gets confused. I probably still confuse a lot of people, but just try to bear with me here. Just when you see the Wraith, you might get hit with it a couple times. When you see the Wraith and do its little, you know, it's damn maneuver, the one I told you about, the swooping maneuver. Go against your normal grain and see if that works for you. I'm not saying it will work. I'm just saying, yo, it going with the grain doesn't work. So try going against the grain. Other tips, what are there? Weaknesses, resistances, things like that. Okay, now I had to confirm it. That was a loud smack. But in the previous video, I asked myself, well, I told myself, or told you guys, then I asked myself afterwards because I'm never sure about myself, if everything that you meet in this area is susceptible to water. That is true. Rathian is also susceptible to water in here, but that's not his biggest weakness. His biggest weakness is the thunder stuff. Now, I pulled out the Khezu Shock Full, that's the name of this blade here, because it is my only thunder greatsword, and you guys see me use this like thousands of times already. I mean, like, over every time someone's weak to thunder, it's actually just straight Khezu weapons I'm using. It's either this, or it's gonna be the Khezu Gun Lance. The Zinogre the Zinogre Lance that I had, it's no longer a Zinogre Lance. It's now Stitching Zinogre, so it's Dragon now. So when it comes down to the thunder stuff, it's between the Greatsword and the Gun Lance. But I love this Greatsword because it has huge element. Sharpness may not be all that in terms of depth, but it does have white sharpness. I mean, it gave me white sharpness when no one else would. So here we are today with that. So you can get away with either water or thunder when fighting the Gold Rathian here. Pick whichever one you find to have the most luck with. Weapon that you would probably have that you're more comfortable using. If it's like a greatsword or something like that. If you like the sharpness on it or whatever, probably go with that. Just whatever's comfortable. Either thunder or water. You should be okay. So no fretting right there. You should be dope if you pick either of these two elements. I opted for thunder because it was the highest weakness that it had, and in hopes that it would actually end the fight faster. But if you don't have a good thunder and you do have some water, you're okay. You should be able to just still do it. Dragon is no longer a weakness to the Gold Rathian. Not even close. Don't even go in here with the dragon. Like, just don't do it. I know dragon is normally a weakness. Just don't. Even with the Silver Rathalos, don't bring dragon. It's actually very good against dragon. Hell, in 3 Ultimate, it actually gave you dragon weapons. Like, real talk, the Khezu, one of my favorite great swords in that game, was dragon, which is now a fire great sword for some reason. I think with Awaken, so that's weird. But yeah, get your resistance right, and you should be real dope. I don't even know exactly what weapon type to come here and tell you guys to go in here with. Just go in here with something that you're real comfortable with, because this is actually a very weird fight to actually do, because the Gold Rathian and the Silver Rathalos back in 3 Ultimate anyway, especially if you're coming from 3 Ultimate where you fought the Gold Rathian and the Silver Rathalos for the first time, like myself. I didn't get that far in the past games. You fought them in G rank. That's when you were already long in tooth, where you had weapons that was white and purple by then. The sharpnesses are still the same. The sharpness values on the parts of the body in which you were to hit is still the same, so it's kind of harder to fight these guys, because at this point in time you might only have blue, maybe a white sharpness weapon. Maybe you get lucky and you might get one. So it's kind of hard to cut the tail off and hit the head and break some of the wings, because you're just gonna be bouncing off all that stuff. So I don't know, just take all that into consideration if you're one of those kind of people who like to. I get hit with that. Oh no, I don't get hit with that. Oh my god, that's so lucky. Oh yeah, right here I put on a clinic. This is where I put on the most damage on the Rathian. I don't know what it is, but I kept knocking it down here. But yo, with all that being said, that's all the tips and everything. I gave you all the tips. I even talked about a bunch of madness. We got a couple minutes left in the video. Actually, hold on, where we at? We have like a minute and a half left in the actual fight. What to talk about? Real quick, while we have time, I'm gonna talk about Twitch again. I know I talked about Twitch like the last 2 times, but at the last time when I run out of tips and things to talk about, I talk about stuff that happened to me recently. And I want to talk about how Twitch reset everyone's passwords due to some kind of security breach, whatever they had. Because it affected me greatly, because the email address that I've used for my Twitch account since its inception, back when it was Justin TV, I no longer have access to that email. I don't even know what the hell the email really is, honestly. And I told them, I was like, when they reset the passwords, I was like, damn, it said they sent it to your email address. I was like, I don't have access to the email account. You know what I mean? I thought I was finished after that. I thought DAC908, my last actual DAC908 account on anything, my last true account, because Dig Dug DAC908, which is his current YouTube account, is my second YouTube account, because my first YouTube account got hit with some copyright strikes. Thanks to me trying to promote, you know, people within the Call of Duty community by uploading their montages in the top 5 fashion. So it was like the top 5 montages of the month, which is exactly what it was for the Wii people. You know, I'm trying to get everybody out there. I did that a couple times and I got hit with a strike because, you know, copyrighted music and whatnot. So I had to give up that account and had to go back and make a totally new account, DigDugDack908. Still with the same content, but just, you know, new channel, so I wouldn't get in trouble. So I thought my Twitch account was gonna be gone forever because I did not have access to the email address, and I wanted Twitch to change my email account. So after messing around with, you know, Twitch support, and all kind of other things, you know, kind of like, you know, asking a whole bunch of people like what it is that I can do to get all my stuff back, I still got hit with that. That's incredibly lame. They hooked the brother up. I did get my Twitch account back, but they did not give me, they didn't, you know, allow me to change emails, which is the one thing that I wanted, because what if this happens again? I gotta go through all this bull malarkey once more to get, you know, all that stuff set up, and it's kind of annoying. But I know it doesn't sound too big of a problem, but it had me worried because like people was like, yo man, you might have to come up with a new Twitch account. I was like, I'll be damned, we just started gaining momentum. We just hit 600 followers on my Twitch account. Shout outs to Nisi for you know, making that trip a fun one, because she made like 10 accounts just so we can cross that 600 border. But anyway, we did crack 600 on there. I'm doing really good on there. We got a great group of guys over there, and guys and gals. Don't get it twisted. We have guys and gals over there that they're doing it real big. And I want to say that pretty soon I'm gonna start not asking you guys. I'm gonna start incorporating. I'm gonna start trying to meld together both my YouTube and Twitch. I didn't want to do it because I wanted, you know, YouTube to have a certain flavor and Twitch to have a certain flavor, even though it's all the same flavor. Just, you know, it's alright, imagine it like crunchy peanut butter and creamy peanut butter. We already talked about how I don't like crunchy peanut butter, but it's the only thing I can kind of like get a relation to the fact that it's still peanut butter. You know what I mean? It's still Dak908. You still talk to the Dig Dug himself in different form. But I'm thinking that's probably not right for you guys. You guys should have me in all forms. So I'm trying to meld both together to be creamy peanut butter. But with all that being said, guys, in the video, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. If you guys found any enjoyment out of this, holler at your boy, let me know some. You don't have to like the video, just tell me that you did. You know, I prefer you just telling me. Also, next video tomorrow. Take care. Fatalis.